Welcome to the third part of my project on my company Frost Apparel. In this video, I'll be going over the material I learned in the 4 modules in the intermediate book on Office 2019 and how I implemented this knowledge into my company. First, let's go over the purpose and history of Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access is a database management system which means its purpose is to store and manage data with tools provided by the application. Microsoft Access became part of the Microsoft Suite in 1992, but became useful and popular application over the years thanks to several updates. Access allows its users to store and manage data effectively with the use of tables, forms, reports, and queries. A user can import and link data easily to analyze and report a large amount of information. In Module 4 of the Intermediate Textbook of Office 2019, I learned to manage data in reports and forms to highlight important information. Using data from different tables, I was able to store the data effectively. I learned how to create reports and forms using wizards, to modify them in layout view, to group and sort the data, to add totals and subtotals to a report, to format reports and forms, to filter certain records, to apply themes, and to create mailing labels. In Module 5, the effort was put into designing multiple table forms. In order to keep records about data, creating full forms can be a useful tool. They enable the users to see the data very easily. Utilizing skills such as yes or no functions, attachment data types, creating and inputting masks, creating forms and subforms, enhancing the looks of a form, creating queries involving date and time and long text fields, and view object dependencies gives the users many possibilities to manage the information. In Module 6, I learned more advanced report techniques. In fact, I learned how to create a report in Design View. Reports can contain grouping and sorting options, subreports, which is a report within another report, also a function to calculate the data varying in the different records. And I also developed a skill set including creating and relating additional tables, creating queries for reports, adding elements in a report such as text boxes and fields, formatting the report control, updating multiple report controls, adding and modifying a subreport, adding titles, dates, and page numbers, and also including a conditional value in a report. In the last module on Microsoft Access in this book, the topic was Advanced Form Techniques. I mastered different skills including combo boxes and selection lists, formatting and resizing controls, applying formatting characteristics with the format painter, adding command buttons, adding calculated fields, using tab controls to create a multiple page form, adding and modifying a subform, and inserting, formatting, and modifying charts. Those skills enable the user to create more complex forms to reach different objectives. Let's now see how I utilized all these skills to incorporate into my business and make it better. Alright, so here at Frost Apparel, we introduced a new service to our business, which is basically snowboarding and skiing lessons. We wanted to find a way to manage the data of the lessons, the instructors, and the customers in a simple way. We found that Access was a great solution to do so. So that's why in the second part of this video, I'll be describing the information we wanted to store in the tables, then how we managed to store that data and make to display it effectively with forms and reports, and also with the use of queries. All right, so first we included a table of all of our customers, the customers that bought a lesson with our company. we have here the customer ID. We have 23 customers for now. The first name of the customer, the last name of the customer, and finally their phone number if we want to reach them. We also included the table containing our instructors. Here we have the instructor ID, their first name, their last name, their cell phone number as well, their email address, if they have prior experience. We added a section with notes and an attachment with their picture. Finally, the sport they're instructing and the city where they're based. We first introduced this service only in Quebec, so instructors from Montreal won't be able to give lessons right now in our company. So we had to create a query to sort these instructors and only select those living in Quebec. And Lévis as well, since it's pretty nearby. Then we have here the table of our lessons. So there are 5 different lessons. Well, types of lessons, because there are 2 snowboard lessons, one of 2 hours in one session and 2 sessions of 2 hours as well. The price is displayed right here. Then we have 2 ski lessons, the same time increments, and finally ski and a snowboard lesson, so 1 2-hour lesson of each for $80. Once we proposed these lessons to our customers, they selected which type of lesson they wanted, so they're linked by here the lesson code, which is also in the lessons table. We also have the customer ID, so we can link it to the customers, the instructor ID, same here, and the total hours of the lessons, the same as in the lessons table, and the hours spent. So if, for example, here customer 2, he already has received this lesson, but some of those, customer 1 hasn't. That's how we know. So first thing we did is we created a customer list in a form. Let's close those tables up since we don't need them anymore. So we did a customers form where we can, if for example we want to reach our customer number 5 and to call him, so we can call him for his next lesson, for example. Here we have his information displayed really quickly. Just using the combo box, we can search by his last name, and there you go. We have his phone number. If we want to add a new customer, just add a new record, type his information. If a customer is no longer having business with us, then we can just delete this record. We can go from customer to customer using these buttons. So it's a really easy and simple way to just search for information. Then what we did is we created a query in which we selected the instructor ID, the first name, last name, the prior experience, the city, the lesson code, the customer ID, and the lesson description. So we wanted to find only the instructor, with prior experience, and also the customers living in Quebec or Lévis. That's what we did, and we have all those results. As you can see, only the lesson givers that are based in Quebec and that have prior experience are selected, and Lévis as well. So using this query, we created a subform with, this is the same information, with the lessons each instructor is giving. Because when we created a form to display the information of each instructor, here we have our first instructor, Sidney Crosby, our second, LeBron James. We can see every single instructor we have in our company. with the notes, the city they're raised, if they have prior experience, their email address, their cell phone. And also in the subform, we can see their lessons that they currently have scheduled. So we have the 8 records, for example, of Tiger Woods. But if, for example, he's an instructor too right now. Let's look at Tom Brady. He's in Montreal, so he doesn't give lessons currently. That's why the subform is empty. So it's really a quick way to manage the information about the instructors in the lessons. All right, now let's talk about the reports. So we had 2 problems left to solve. First, we wanted to find a way to record our revenue. So what I did is I created a query including the lesson code, the customer ID, the lesson description, and the price. And with the help of this query, I was able to create a revenue report sorted by, grouped by the lesson description. So we have here our ski and snowboard lessons, which came to a subtotal of $320, the ski lessons, which came to a subtotal of $520, and the snowboard lessons came to a subtotal of $670. In total, we had 23 sold courses, which came to a total of $1,510. So that's a really quick and easy way, with the help of a report, to record our revenue. The next problem we had was that we wanted to find a way to locate our customers that hadn't received their lessons yet. So we created a query once again, which included the customer first name, last name, the total hours, the hours remaining, the customer ID, the customer phone, the lesson code, the first name of the instructor, and the last name of the instructor. And the criteria were the lessons must had to be 4 hours, and also had to have at least 1 hour or more remaining. So that gave us these results. And with these results, what we're able to do is, as you can see, the total hours are all equal to 4, and the hours remaining are all not equal to 0. So either there are 4 hours remaining or 2 hours remaining. So with this query, we can see which customer needs to schedule his next lesson, basically. We create a report to manage the data and to display it more easily. So you have here the customer ID, the first name, the last name, the customer phone, the lesson code, the instructor first name and last name. And here we created a sub-report with the query that gave us basically the total hours and the hours remaining per customer. So we can see all the customers with a minimum of 2 hours left, and total hours equaling 4. So that's the use of this report. So this is how we implemented Microsoft Access into our company to implement our service of lesson giving.